you set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth down.
He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. Oh, he's got some space. Finally forced out of bounds, maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
Hey, listen, explosive plays comes in all different shapes and sizes. That time they attack the outside to the left on the ground, and that is a momentum-shifting play.
They know they have a huge advantage there. I expect them to go right back to it.
And what do you do now if you're on defense? You got to be expecting that they're going to try and attack that side of the field, maybe in the same way, maybe on this next play right here.
Can't hold on. He had him right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Give to the running back. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
Man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get into the ground. That is a ball.
And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
You know, it's funny. That's probably the most discombobulated the offense has looked so far in this game, right? After watching that incompletion there on third down, they were just up and down the field earlier. Tremendous rhythm, tremendous balance. Everything their play caller was dialing up was working, lighting up the scoreboard. And all of a sudden on this last drive, just not able to piece it together. They've got to be able to turn the page and get back to how they looked earlier in the game.
Drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Simpson. Finds his target down the middle. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
And I love the quarterback's accuracy. Hit him in stride, man. Hit him where he can catch the football and continue to run and do more damage after the catch like he did right there.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Got rid of it just in time. Just gets rid of the football, nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
Yeah, it fell incomplete because he did a great job of getting to the quarterback. He's in the pocket, yeah, he's comfortable, but you get in there and you get a hit on him. Now he feels it, can't throw the football, can't follow through with his arm motion. Nice job by the defense.
Now he's going to break the pocket. Showing the bravado, throwing it back to the right. Pulls it in down the sideline. This guy is special, and Alabama's had a lot of them. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jerry Jeudy, who could make a huge play at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, big plays down the field, you get it to him, you know it could be a home run anytime he touches it. When you start mentioning those names, it just shows you the explosive nature. Everybody you mentioned, you know they can run right by you and hit those home runs, and so far, he's making some big plays in this ballgame.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Quarterback making adjustments. Right back up top on second and 10. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
And that's his second big play for this defense. Man, he does such a great job locking into the quarterback, breaking on the football. 2 interceptions already in the first quarter.
They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. It's Reed. Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. There he goes. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Aggie.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 clash today. Virginia Tech is in the unusual position of having to come from behind right now, but there's not a soul who doesn't believe they can't pull this off. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Clemson. Never know what's going to happen in the ACC, and we'll circle back if anything develops. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. To the air on first down. He'll off one deep down the left side. Makes the grab on the big throw. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play. Whole situation changed after that last big play. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 39. Sure hands, it's Williams. Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Missed his receiver there, it's incomplete.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. To the air, it's Simpson. Fires to the wideout. He makes a catch. He wasn't far from taking it to the house, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Texas A&M has the lead at the end of the quarter, and they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. They largely dominated the first quarter and built a nice lead to get started. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Gets the back moving. Grabbed behind the line, it's Miller. Touchdown, Alabama! Oh, that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. And it looks as if they buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And the offense finds a way to cut into this lead, but they still have plenty of work to do.
They do, but that's a big score. You don't want to get late and start getting in the second half where you're fighting to come back by so many points. So great job getting points, get that momentum back on your side so you can come out and do some good things when you get the ball next time.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bama! Big time touchdown there to get some much-needed momentum.
You got to find something, right? Who are you going to go to make that big play to get you back into it? You're not back in it yet. It's not tied. You're not there yet, but you're starting to inch back into it and get some momentum going.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Looking for a man. It's Reed. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Guys, let's take a minute here and talk about Texas A&M. Top 5 up to this point is really good. It's staying there as we get closer to the playoff. It becomes a huge challenge.
They just need to focus on winning right now. They're in position as a top 5 team to reach the college football playoff, but you've got to keep winning, and that's got to be the mindset. Coming into today, they have to bring their A game to the field.
And we're still in the middle of the season, so there's so many ways to still make a good impression for this squad, and we still have conference championships for some. We have great matchups that will decide, just like we've seen in past years, right? Comes down the stretch, who's playing the best.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Try to throw and pick up the 1st down. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Comes that Alabama offense. They unleashed an aerial assault last time, and he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. So we'll see this offense make its way out to start the drive. Football with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
You see all this movement in football now, all the stem, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running line.
A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on 3rd down. Calls his own number. Breaks into the open. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And the point after is good. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Adams. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They'll start this one from the 29 on 1st down. Out of the gun, the inside give. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Pulls it in. It's Adams. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. He wants to change this route. Through the air, it's Simpson. That's caught. It's Edwards. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards, and we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
It's first down from the 37-yard line. They'll move the tight end. They'll try the run. Brought down at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down.
And as the game goes on, you're going to see this offense continue to use the RPO. That look was conducive to handing it off. The defense now is going to start putting more guys in the box to slow this running back down, and that's when the quarterback's going to have an opportunity to keep the football and make plays throwing.
A shot toward the end zone, and it's caught! Touchdown, Crimson Tide!
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished the deal with a 26-yard touchdown pass. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Makes the quick grab. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Texas A&M going up tempo. Caught in the backfield. It's Concepcion. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. To throw, it's Reed. Under fire. And the defense got him at the 27.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the first half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little bit of pressure, getting a sack.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. Turning it on! He was off to the races and maybe another step or two and he would have scored, but they get him at the 21-yard line.
This defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense.
Yeah, and this defense hadn't had a lot of success. This offense has been doing what it wants at will. Finally getting to the QB, finally getting some pressure, finally getting a big hit on him. That'll pay some dividends down the road.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Fires deep toward the end zone. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Trying to take it back. The 40. At the 30. The 10. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Aggies!
Dude, you're just thinking, hold him to 3, make him kick a field goal, don't let him score points. Heck no, you turn it into offense. What a play. Catches the ball in the end zone. Take a knee. Take a knee. No, sir. I'm taking this thing all the way back 100 yards to the house. What a play.
So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. On to attempt to try. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Spirited matchup with ramifications inside CUSA today, guys. Here's how it finished up. Virginia delivered the type of thrashing generally reserved for homecoming games in Charlottesville. Thing is, this was a road victory, and a win like this is going to resonate throughout the ACC. A busy day in CUSA, and an outcome that figures to shuffle the deck there as we send it back to you.
How about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. The defense calls the timeout, their second of the day, as they try to get their act together. Might be changing the route. Motion from the back. To throw, it's Simpson. Using the quick game. Out across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33, and that's what you're looking for when you're backed up in your own territory.
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the second half, so they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last first down gets them a little bit of confidence.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Edwards. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on first down. Looking downfield on first down. Might be looking to run. Fires to the middle. Got his man downfield. There he goes. He gets it down to the 30-yard line, and time is running short here in the first half.
Well, we knew coming into this one, the tight end was a big part of this offense, and you've seen it early in this game. They've moved him around. They've thrown it to him in a lot of different ways. Defense is going to have to make some adjustments trying to stop this guy.
It's a seam one. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown time. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
That's exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this second half.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finish it up with the final 30 yards coming courtesy of that touchdown pass. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. complete. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. Sometimes it's easy for the receiver to get lost running a drag through all that traffic, Jesse.
Yeah, and this is a receiver too, Reese, who's dangerous once he has the football in his hands. So I like the idea on offense of trying to get this guy the ball quickly to see what he can do out once he has it.
Back to throw time, running short in the half. Fires into traffic, intercepted. Got room on the return. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half.
And that's a play the defense absolutely had to have. They've given up some big plays in this first half, and they're down on the scoreboard right now. Something positive needed to happen. Maybe that's the...
Throw to the end zone. It's picked off.
I like the decision by the quarterback in terms of where he was going with the ball. Just don't like the accuracy. That was not good location on the throw. Got away from him a little bit. The defense able to come up with a big pick.
This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looks as if he's going to run it. And the defense able to get him down, and that should bring us to the end of the half. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. A veritable crimson tide of noise on Saban Field here on third down. They'll stop him at the 24, and that brings up fourth down. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop.
Well, this quarterback has had a lot of success burning this defense with his legs. That time, though, there was nowhere to go. Give the defense credit. They won their one-on-ones up front. Tremendous speed getting to him and bringing him down for a TF.
Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
We've just seen in this game, the ball has just gotten away from him a little bit. A couple of times, just hasn't been able to put it where he wants to. And as a result, that's now his second pick thrown in this game.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Fires to the tight end. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking downfield, it's Simpson. Firing to the right, complete. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9. And this is sort of like a pinball machine. The numbers keep ticking up. He's closing in on 450 yards.
Yeah, Reese, and there's no defense for perfect throws, and that's what this guy's been delivering all game long. You know, the coverage hasn't always been awful, but this guy just finds a way to thread the needle.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I gotta be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. Quarterback adapting. He'll throw it. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback, and I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
It just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. No chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Texas A&M offense goes back to work. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. They go to the ground. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Going right and going deep. He's got it on the outside. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
Really good job there on the pitch and catch. You think about Texas A&M and their ability to recruit receivers in recent years. It's been about as good as anybody, I think. Think about names like Mike Evans, Christian Kirk. They're getting guys not just in the state of Texas, but nationally.
Oh, he's got some space. And he's brought down after a nice game.
And those aren't the guys I'm leaving open on defense. These slot wide receivers, they've got the space in the middle of the field to work. I got to make sure that I got somebody inside of him. I got somebody outside of him. I can't give him the football because a lot of times these guys, they're good with it after the catch. They got that quickness. They got that speed, and he showed some of it there.
Pulls and fires complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Quarterback keeps it. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. But they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Quarterback will keep it. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Ball is at the 3-yard line. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone, but they'll need to move forward here on 4th and short. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
He had nowhere to to go with the football. Fourth down, you know he wants to make a play. I'd like for him to throw it up, to be honest. Try to give somebody an opportunity to make a play. Who cares if I throw a pick? It's fourth down anyways, but couldn't find anybody to get the ball off. Defense surrounds him, gets him to the ground with the sack.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. Look out, he's got room. There he goes. The 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Bama. They look finished, but they're all the way back, and they have the lead.
And man, what a game-changing type play. The offense throwing the football deep in their own end, and they're probably thinking to themselves, hey, let's just get some more space. Let's try to get a first down and give ourselves room to work with. What an individual effort by the receiver after. Ball in his hand, taking it all the way, coast to coast on that touchdown.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in a terrific top 15 matchup. LSU is currently ahead in this one in Death Valley, but it's been a close one so far. They're up by 10 over Texas. Games like these just mean more in the SEC, and we'll circle back if anything big happens. You should see.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. So the Texas A&M offense returns to the field. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Got 3 on first down and 2nd and 7. Back to the ground game on the left. Breaks into the open. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just great job breaking off the big run. The OC is going to give him the ball some more.
Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
The Aggies can really attack on this 2nd and short. Throwing right. Misses receiver there. It's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder, but they're snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. And the Aggies want to crank the tempo. Able to squeeze out a couple on the play. It's down at the 35.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Looking for a man. It's Reed. Throws for the tight end. Got his man. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. The extra point here would tie the game.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into coverage because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Hold and fire complete.
And what a nice job seeing it, reacting, and throwing. When you run these RPOs, you want to read the defense really quickly. Is he playing run? Okay, boom. I'm going to throw the slant right behind him. Nice job by the QB.
Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Back to pass. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. Making side adjustments here. Looking to throw at Simpson. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Well, the upside is you could get a 1st down. The downside is you could blow the game going for it inside your own 30. On 4th down, looking to pass. Grab near the marker. It's Williams. They make the tackle, not before he gets the 1st down. Now let's see if they rush to the line or let the time run out here in the 3rd. What a ride. It's been through the first 3 quarters of this game. We are all tied up. Let's check out some stats. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the 4th. They go back to work with the 1st down in the final period of this one. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And to throw it before he wanted. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls in.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. The run from the shotgun. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. Alabama pushing the tempo. Quarterback may change this route. Oh, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down. Looking to throw, it's Simpson. Grabs it in the middle. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down. A tie game here late, and they do not want to give up this football. They'll go for it. He's got it. 1st down and more. He'll be forced out of bounds. Let's mark it at the 48-yard line as this offense continues its work.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical, they're too fast, and they force a negative play.
Through the air on second down. Makes the grab. It's Williams. Turning it on. Just like that. A huge gain, and they've got it inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 8.
Well, these two have been absolutely unstoppable in this game, and it just feels like every time this guy drops back to throw, he's throwing it to one guy and one guy only. The defense cannot stop him. He has been a matchup nightmare all game long.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Love the job by the defense here with their eye discipline. That's an RPO. It can be tricky to locate the football, but they found the running back quickly. Those linebackers and DBs really came screaming down to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
The throw to the outside is complete. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Nice job by the defense forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this is now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. They're in a precarious spot here. That luck, there he goes. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49. Texas A&M going quickly.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
And they'll come to the line with less than a yard to go. Finds the tight end. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down.
Love the decision-making by the quarterback there on the RPO play. Defense took everything away deep down the field, so just check it down, get it to your guy in the right flat, let him go get yards.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Back to throw, it's Reed. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. I know you want to go to this guy because he's made so many plays for you, but when he's doubled, surely somebody else has a much easier play to make.
And it might not be the stud that he is, right? Like, I might not find another guy that's a baller like him, that's a playmaker, but now I got one-on-one matchups elsewhere that I got to go take advantage of. If they're going to double cover him, I'm going to take advantage of some matchups somewhere else.
And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
We're at a juncture of the game now here in the fourth quarter. One possession game. Every critical down and distance is going to matter. And on that fourth down, the defense gets the win. Great job in the back end and coverage, forcing the incompletion and a turnover on downs.
Wide receiver going in motion. RPO complete to open the drive. Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down and nothing doing there. The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. We'll head to the 2-minute timeout. Tight ball game here, and this offense will try to milk the clock. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. The offense changing the play. Looking to pass, it's Simpson. Using his legs to buy some time. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
Man, as a quarterback, you got to be careful. He's lucky there. If you miss high throwing over the middle of the field, oftentimes that results in interception. So lucky that ball was incomplete.
The Crimson Tide a long, long way from the line to gain here on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Another incompletion on third down.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the fourth quarter.
Fourth down, gotta have it here. Looking to the big tight end. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not.
And as a defense, that's all you can ask for. Give the ball back to your offense. Yes, you're still down. You gave them a chance. They got the football. They got some time left. Now can they put a drive together? Maybe go tie this game. Maybe go win this game. Great stop by this defense.
Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Russell to the ground, but he's inside the 10 and down to the 9.
And I would just hate to be in the shoes of these defenders trying to tackle this running back because, of course, you're so afraid of this guy shaking you and using his elite speed to make you look bad on a highlight film somewhere, but you forget this guy can still run you over. And you saw it on that play.
It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. Touchdown, Aggie. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
A great job executing. The offense did what they needed to do. You got somewhat of a decision here. Do you want to kick it, tie it up? I think you do with this time frame. 1 to 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You probably want to do that, but you could push the envelope. You could go for 2 and try to take the lead.
Now they'll try to get another possession with an onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
Well, they try to go onside kick, but better job by the hands team falling on the football.
Here comes that Alabama offense. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it, unfortunately. Everybody wants.
Oh, and it's picked off. This could be huge in a tie game. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. They'll open this drive and snap it from the 44. Leaves it with the back. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling.
And he tried to do all he could. He broke one tackle, but my goodness, guys were looking left and right in the backfield.
This is a staple for any good defensive coordinator. They want their guys to swarm to the football, to gang tackle. If one guy misses, another one's there.
No doubt. And the staple for the offensive coordinator or the offensive line coach is block those guys. Don't watch them tackle the guys.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Going for it on 4th down late in a tie game. This is a huge play. Makes a grab past the marker. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Really good job there. Don't force anything. Take your time, and he finds his man for the first down.
Yeah, and I think really good job by seeing the defense. Understand that they're dropping back. They're taking away most things. All right, get the ball to my running back.
Oh, he's got some space. What a play there, and he rips off a big one all the way to the 16-yard line. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Himself. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Timeout called by the offense, a mere 10 seconds to go in the game. Here comes second down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
And that is exactly what you want from this offense. Take almost all the clock, execute, and now go out and take a lead by a touchdown. Great, flawless execution by this offense.
The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Dropping back, it's Simpson. Gonna let it fly. Grabs it inside the 15. They make the stop, but that's gonna do it here as time has expired, and that'll just serve to pad the stats. What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the 4th quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.